Takes to the sky like a bird in flight, and who will be her lover? All your life you've never seen a woman taken by the wind. Would you stay if she promised you heaven? Will you ever win? Okay, everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Lexi. So I just got back from a barrel race, and I thought, what better time to enter another barrel race and also show anybody who might be interested how to enter a barrel race. So I'm going to be screen recording on my phone, so I will show you guys exactly what I'm doing. But this particular race is sanctioned by the association that I barrel race with, and if you cannot find an association, if you have no idea about an association in your area, simply search it up on Google, barrel racing, and then your town, and hopefully there's an association near you or a town close to you. Or you can also look up on Facebook, and you can actually be added to certain groups. There are groups for barrel racing on Facebook, which are super helpful for anything, entering races, knowing what races are happening, if you need any tips. People are really helpful in those groups, and also for buying and selling anything that you might need. So anyways, this particular jackpot, though, you don't enter it through the website, and so I'm going to show you some common forms on Facebook. Or this isn't like, I'm not entering through Facebook, I'm entering through an online form, so hopefully this will help you if you're not sure exactly. So make sure that you look up all the information for the race and you know when the entries line cutoff is. You don't want to miss that cutoff and then not be able to enter. Sometimes they will allow you to enter the barrel race late or on the day that you're racing, but it does usually cost more. For my association, it's $10 more if you enter that day, so you do want to be careful that you're saving money, and also take into account where it is, how much you're going to be needing to spend on fuel and everything like that. So anyways, I am just going to show you what some of the forms may look like and things to look out for. So I'm on the Facebook page of where this race is, and that is where the entries are located, and you can probably find the location of where the form is posted by the association it's sanctioned by, if it is sanctioned by an association. So I just found this race on Facebook, and it's posted by the Kamloops Race Central, so they posted the form here on Facebook. I'm just going to click this form, and it tells you all your information, and I'm actually just going to screenshot the schedule so that I have that. So it tells me the entries close Wednesday, July 29th, and there are no late entries accepted. So I'm really happy that I have seen that, and it is only the 25th today. So you want to read the rules for sure. Agree to that. I'm going to put in my name. Spell my name wrong. I'm not going to show you guys my address, but that is pretty easy if you know your address. I'm going to put in my email. Again, I'm just spelling things wrong. I'm going to put in my phone number. I'm not going to show you guys it. And then my CBR member number is on the CBR website. So if you are a member of an association, look up your CBR membership, which should be on there. So they tell you what the entries are actually breaking down to, so what you're paying for. I am an out-of-town entry, so I'm going to put the name of my horse. Her name is Deciders Dash to Gold, and it is spelt with just a T. So, and then you can pick what you want to enter. So peewees are, I think, under 15 or maybe under 9. Juniors are probably under 16. Open is anybody. CBR member fee. Okay, so I want to enter the open, and also I'm a CBR member, so I'm getting my points for there. And then this is for the second race on the second day, so I'm also going to open
and CBR membership. And I don't have another horse, but if you do have another horse, obviously this is where you would put all their info in. So info, camping, and they're saying that it is self-penning. So they do have stalls. I might want to get a stall. Camping per night. Camping. So I'm gonna need to figure out when I will be camping and if I want to get a stall, refundable cleanup deposit. You want to take everything into consideration because the race may only be $55, but the full amount could be a lot more if you're thinking about where your horse is staying and what you're doing that way. And so then you just enter it. Now I'm also going to show you on the website. So if you want to get a membership on a website, it'll probably be something similar to this. You just go to the members page, you go to the member forms, and it's pretty simple, like pretty similar things that I was entering in to the entry. And yeah, you just enter all these things and then make sure that you're doing your waivers. If you are riding at a new arena or a new association, I would recommend definitely trying to find out if you need waivers, particularly for that arena, because some do. And usually they will have some there for you if you don't print them off and fill them out in advance. But I always like to be organized and do all of that in advance. So when I get to the race, you just go up to the office, sign in. Well, you don't usually have to sign in, but just tell them your name, and if you have already entered in advance, then they will know exactly how much you owe them. They will confirm that with you, and then you will pay them usually in cash. Recently, some organizations have been accepting e-transfer, obviously because of what's going on in the world. You want to be as, contactless, if that's a word, with other people as possible, which I really like, because then I can pay in advance and I don't have to, it's just one less thing to remember the day of the race. So yeah, and then make sure that you always check the rules for, like I said, every arena and every association. And yeah, this is basically it. I mean, certain associations you have to send an email, some you might have to send a message on Facebook, but if you read the directions posted on the event, it's pretty similar. It's honestly, it's pretty simple. It's honestly not that hard. They do try to, I think most associations make it as easy as possible to enter a race, but I like to just get as much information as possible, and if it's somewhere far away, make sure you know the address in advance. Ask someone that's been there, or ask the committee of the arena. Because I have been there where I just know that it's in a small town, so we just go to the small town, and then we end up having to ask like bystanders on the street, like, where's the rodeo grounds, because I couldn't find the address and I was like too shy to message someone and ask. So I've been there, and it's not fun, and I hope that this helps you so that you're not as confused. And it's really exciting. Honestly, my favorite thing is entering barrel races, because I, for one thing, love filling out forms, and obviously I love barrel racing. So yeah, I hope that helps you a bit. I know it's not too helpful because the form is going to be different for every rodeo or barrel race or association, and also what was I going to say? Yeah, the websites are going to look slightly different, but make sure also that you look up, if you do want to get a membership, what the membership cutoff is before a particular race. For my association, if you have your membership, if you even get it the day that you're racing, it comes into effect that day, and your points from that day will be counted into your membership for the year-end points. But certain associations, you have to get it a specific amount of time ahead, so make sure that you look at the rules for that, because you definitely, if you're entering a race, you want your points to go towards whatever year-end or finals you may have. So yeah, that's honestly pretty much it. If you have any more questions, definitely ask me. Oh, also, another question I saw someone had was, do you have to bring your horse's Coggins tests to the barrel race? I, right now, am not going out of the country with my horse. I live in Canada, and you don't have to have Coggins just if you're traveling in Canada. If you're going to the States, you have to have your Coggins. But I've never really heard of any barrel race asking for your Coggins test. I know with horse racing you're supposed to have one, but I've never really heard of it. I'm sure at bigger races they may need you to have a Coggins, but if you're just doing low level, I almost guarantee you probably don't need it. If, like, again, check the rules. If your rules say you need your Coggins test, bring a copy, and I would probably photocopy one and just keep it in your trailer to take with you, so that you're not losing your original, and then you have one just in case you're asked. Yeah, and if you need any insurance, because here I live in BC, Canada, we have BC Horse Council, and certain arenas require you to have BC Horse Council. So if there is something like that, make sure you know your insurance number, the number that they give you when you get your insurance, so that if they randomly ask if you have it, you can provide your proof with your number and they can check it online. So that's another big thing. Helmets. Some arenas have helmet rules. Some don't. Some have under 18 or parental consent. So make sure that you figure that out at the rules, in the rules section. Dress code is another thing I was going to talk about. A lot of the races I enter are no dress code, but make sure that you check, because you don't want to get to a race with no Western shirt or hat and then learn that it is a dress code race and you need those things, and then what are you going to do? I personally like dress code races a lot more than non-dress code, because I like being in my Western shirts and my fancy hat. But yeah, and then also another thing about races is sometimes an arena will have a hat fee. So if your hat falls off in the arena, you might get fined for that. So it's only like $5 or so, but if you want to save money, I mean, I would make sure your hat doesn't fall off. Another thing I was gonna say is time onlys or exhibitions. These are another thing that when you're entering you need to ask for. I know sometimes certain races you can just buy them when you're at the race, but I definitely want to ask in advance and make sure I have one or two. And they're usually $5. An exhibition or a time only, we call them time onlys where I live, but I know other places call them exhibitions, and here it's just usually a minute or one time through the pattern before the race begins as like a practice. And I really recommend this if you're seasoning your horse, just to be able to get them out there and seeing the arena. It's super helpful. For my horse, she likes to dive into her second barrel, so in my time only I like to ride her straight past the second barrel, and that really helps her during the race to remember, oh, I'm not just running straight into the barrel. So if you have little habits like that, or also just trying to keep your horse's mind right, in my time only I like to walk her through the alley, make her as relaxed as possible, walk her home from the third barrel, and then that really helps her become more calm and focused when it's time for her run. So definitely ask or try to find the rules for time onlys if you need to buy them in advance, and how much time you get, or if it's just a one-time through thing. That's really helpful too. And another thing I was going to mention is that where I live, certain barrel races, I'm sure this happens everywhere, certain barrel races are double headers, so it means it's 2 barrel races in one day. And also with my association, and I'm sure others, you are allowed to carry over your time from your first race to your second race, which I love, because if possible, I never want to run my horse twice in one day. I just find it's too much for one day. So whenever I'm doing this, yeah, I want to enter both races, get my points, hopefully some money, but I don't necessarily want to run her twice, so I carry over my time. And the only downside with that is that if you knock your barrel or get a no time in the first race, you're automatically knocked barrel or no time in the second race, and then you've just wasted 2 runs instead of 1. But it usually works out in your favor. Just an example, today I ran a nice time in my first run, and you have to specify if you're carrying over before you run. You can't have a nice run and then say, oh, I'm carrying that over. It doesn't work that way. but I said I was carrying over before when I entered, and I ran a really nice run, got second place the whole barrel race. I carried over my time, so I won second in the second barrel race as well. So really helpful. You do also obviously have to pay for both races, but that's another little tip. For a horse that you're just training, if you're trying to get as many runs in as you can, then maybe you want to run both, but if your horse is finished, I would definitely suggest not running them more than necessary. So I think that those are gonna be I honestly think, oh yeah, also sometimes when you're entering a race, I just entered a slot race actually, and they asked for a little horse bio. So in my horse bio, I just say, my name's Lexi, my horse is Decider's Dash to Gold, or D-Dash. She is an 8-year-old AQHA mare. I trained her myself. We've been barrel racing together for 4 years now. Just little tidbits of information like that is perfect for those. And then if you have like a special little something to put in there, a little funny joke maybe about your horse, anything, then that's perfect. And they really like to have fun with it. So my favorite announcer actually does put in the work. I don't know if it's him specifically or just the committee, but they will literally look up each contestant to say something about them, which I love, and you don't even have to send it in. But that's another thing that when you're entering, they may ask you for. And I honestly think that's about it. Oh, collecting your money after the barrel race is another thing to talk about. So, if you think you won money, listen for the results at the end of the race and you can check if you won money. How you would get that is wait till it's done, wait till they say they're handing out the money, go wait in line, and then you get your money and you usually initial something saying that you got your money. Or you can just go home and they will mail it to you. So, yeah. I think that honestly covers a lot of information. I hope this wasn't too boring. I hope that you learned something. And definitely watch out for my next video. If you wanna, watch out now for the barrel race that I just entered. That should be really fun and exciting. So thank you so much for watching. See you next time.